Yo, what's good everybody? Welcome back to another video on my channel. First, I want to thank you guys for getting my video to over 150 views in the first 15 hours. It really means a lot, and this type of satisfaction is definitely what makes these videos so much fun to make. I get a lot of positive feedback in the comments, as well as the number of likes that I got, which was almost 10. It doesn't seem like a lot, but I mean it really does for me. I'd like to give a shout out to KIP, a YouTuber who commented on my video and gave me some good tips on how to make a better video. And today I'm going to be doing the Chicago Bears offseason video. And if you want to see more of these type of videos, continue to run up this video and subscribe. Let's get straight into it. First, I'm going to talk about their coaching situation. 2 years ago, Matt Nagy was the coach of the year in the NFL, and he won the division with a 12-4 record. He also took the Bears to a playoff game that they probably should have won in Mitchell Trubisky's rookie year. But now he might be considered one of the worst coaches in the NFL. Well, yes, Mitchell Trubisky is not a very talented quarterback. Matt Nagy has not helped much in his development at all. Our offense is stagnant, and just last Sunday we could not drive the ball at all against the Saints. We played great defense the entire game, but we had no offense at all. The first thing I would do is fire Matt Nagy and Ryan Pace, the GM, and replace them with a competent offensive mind and an actually intelligent GM. For the head coaching position, I would either hire Eric Bieniemy of the Kansas City Chiefs or Lincoln Riley from the Oklahoma Sooners. Lincoln Riley is one of the smartest, youngest offensive minds in football, and he will be for a long time. I think he would be an excellent head coach. Just yesterday, Chuck Pagano announced his retirement, and to replace him as defensive coordinator, I would either promote Jay Rodgers, who's the current defensive line coach for the Bears, or I would bring in Gerard Mayo, the former New England Patriots linebacker and current linebacking coach for the Patriots. He's a young and well-respected defensive-minded coach. Next, I want to talk about our cut candidates. We've got Bobby Massey, Akeem Hicks, and Jimmy Graham. First off, I would cut our offensive tackle, Bobby Massey. If we don't cut him, we owe him nearly $10 million, and if we do, we could save about $5 million. The next cut candidate is Akeem Hicks, who, sadly, if we cut, could save about $10 million. However, Akeem Hicks is way too valuable for this defense to cut him immediately. With Eddie Goldman coming back and Bilal Nichols playing at a very high level, our defense will be back to full form next year. Lastly, I think I would cut Jimmy Graham. He's aging, and while he's been an excellent red zone target for our quarterbacks this year, we can save almost $5 million by cutting him. That seems like a no-brainer to me. I'd like to talk about a couple of our key players that I'd like to extend. First, I'd extend David Montgomery. He ended up being a 1,000-yard back, and if we can address our offensive line in the draft or free agency, he would yet again be a 1,000-yard back. He's a bell cow back, and with Tariq Cohen coming back from injury, our running back room would be set. Finally, I would extend Allen Robinson to a 4-year deal. He's 27, and he's a true number one wide receiver in the NFL. If we don't bring him back, I'll be extremely disappointed in Ryan Pace. Ryan Pace having not already extended him is another main reason why we should fire him. Next, I'd like to talk about our adjusted cap room with those two guys being cut. With those two being cut, the Bears will have roughly $10 to $15 million in cap space. This is, of course, with the awful contract that is Robert Quinn. If we can, I say we trade him, but most likely that's impossible to do. With this $10 to $15 million, it could give us a potential quarterback in free agency or a safety, which I think we might need as well if we don't bring back Gibson. With Roquan Smith coming back, we might also need another linebacker or a slot cornerback since Buster Skrine is getting pretty old. Next, I'd like to talk about our team needs. Our team needs are as follows. We need a solid, not great quarterback, a slot wide receiver that isn't named Anthony Miller, a slot corner, and a potential safety if we don't bring back Gibson. We have a championship level defense, and if we can at least get a competent offense, we can compete for a Super Bowl easily. In free agency, I do not want to bring back Mitchell Trubisky. He's been awful for the Bears these past couple of years, and he's already 26 or 27, so he isn't going to improve much more. For a quarterback spot, I would trade for Jimmy Garoppolo. The Bears have a couple of contracts that we can package in a deal, as well as a second or third round pick. Jimmy Garoppolo is on a gigantic contract, and the 49ers appear done with him. If the Bears were able to bring in Jimmy G, an experienced and competent veteran quarterback, we could be competing for a Super Bowl next year. Since the Bears don't have very much money and not very many holes to fill, I would only think about bringing in Taylor Moton from the Panthers on a 3 or 4 year deal to be our starting tackle opposite to Charles Leno. Now, on to the draft. With the 20th overall pick, I would take Elijah Vera Tucker or the offensive lineman from Northwestern, Rashawn Slater. These two both have versatility and would solidify our offensive line. In the second round, I would take a chance on either Mac Jones or Kyle Trask, whoever's available at that time. Mac Jones is a sneaky, underrated quarterback prospect, who if he were 5 inches taller, would be an undisputed first-round pick. I think if we have Mac Jones sit behind Jimmy G for 2 or 3 years, he would give a flexibility in the quarterback position for many years. In the third round, I would take a chance on Florida State wide receiver Tamorrion Terry. He has an excellent combination of size and speed to be a very good NFL wide receiver. With him, Allen Robinson, and Darnell Mooney, our wide receiver core would be set for the future. And that's all I got for you today. Subscribe and hit the bell icon if you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching through the whole video, and I hope you guys are enjoying this series as much as I am. The Bears are my favorite team, and I'd love to see a few big moves for a good QB this offseason. With all these Deshaun Watson rumors going around, I think if it were possible, I would easily pull the trigger on a Deshaun Watson potential trade. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.